What if you wanted to become a partner, a collaborator, a volunteer with TEDxPune? What does it take? How do the preparations happen? What goes behind the scenes? Today, that's all that we are discussing with not one, not two, but three key members. And we have a real little surprise in the end.
Welcome, Amey. Hi. Please. Hi, Sunanda.
Hi.
Welcome to your own workspace. Lovely to have you. Hi.
Hello.
Please. So, are we ready, guys?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's go. So, Amey, really, I think everyone wants to know, and she's been the longest standing partner. Of course, she's been dealing with partnerships, but tell us really, what is it that you're looking for in a partner for TEDxPune?
A TEDxPune event comprises of audience, speakers, volunteers, and the fourth pillars is our partners.
Yeah.
It is very important to have partners not just from administration support perspective, but also to instill faith in the audience that the ideas that we share from the stage of TEDxPune are very well thought through. We need good partners who trust in the neutrality of TEDxPune, who trust in the unbiasedness and apoliticalness of our platform, and believe that Pune City really needs a stage from where ideas can be shared, and the stage becomes the most accessible idea sharing stage. So,
But let's say when you're looking at characteristics in a partner, and
Yeah.
you know she's a standing example. What is it that you're really looking at?
when we look at our partners, we seek support. Of course, we seek very objective support and in-kind support as well. So, for example, Origin Workspaces, right? This has been the home for TEDxPune for more than 8 to 10 years now. And this all happens without any expectation or without any even an attempt to influence who the speaker should be.
Nice.
So we need that creative neutral space, right? So that's the kind of value that we look in a partner, right?
How wonderful. And you know, I want to kind of bring you in here. You've been seeing this for like as long as anybody else, right? You've been kind of a part of all of the sessions, the salons. Tell us, what is it that you get out of this partnership?
Okay, so I think to bring in the perspective, I would start with the journey of TEDxPune that started with the workspace, wherein we would see a handful of team members coming and brainstorming in a room, to suddenly like 20, 30 people or more than that just thronging into the room, and then noises and all sort of brainstorming and discussion. So this is the very first year when we were supporting TEDxPune. We were like, what are these people up to? Because we didn't know what they were up to. Until we ourselves went to the event and we were like, this is something.
Right.
Volunteers coming together who were really doing all that stuff in the room didn't feel like this is what they're going to deliver. It was like, I mean, a grand show.
Yeah.
That was the first experience, and I will never ever forget that kind of an event and that experience. So from there it started to now, for 8-10 years of being a part of the journey. Wherein now, you see those members coming in. I think the diversity of the people that come in, the vibe, the energy. So it's not just when we support other events, we have multiple startup events, other community events happening. They are usually people from a particular stream
Right.
coming together with an objective that they want to achieve. But this one is very different. Here in multiple people from diverse backgrounds, they just come together and they, like Amit said, that it's all about creativity being explored.
Yeah.
And there's nothing which is, binding them. It's like, what next? हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Oh, can we do a salon here? No, what are the ideas of salon that we can do? Or what are the themes that we are taking up for this event? So right from that brainstorming to really hard planning.
Yeah.
So it brings in a very different energy. And I think along with the energy, it's the warmth of the people.
How wonderful.
Like people don't come with an objective of gaining something. Here people are coming with an objective of giving something. We always talk about that give, and people keep thinking कि कहाँ देना है? What do I give? Where do I give? But this platform wherein giving just comes naturally, and this is what we also do. So we're not thinking कि अभी से क्या मिलेगा?
Right.
जो मिलता है ऐसा नहीं है that we don't get anything. I'll speak about it. But what we can offer, and right from there, just being space partners to literally being a part of the team slowly and steadily, and being able to contribute in whatever way we can because we know where it is going to reach and what's the purpose and you know what they are all trying to achieve with no selfish objective of it. So just want to be a part of it.
How wonderful.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. And you know,
Thank
she's mentioned salon just so many times, and I want to bring you in here, Prachiti, because when we talk about a TEDx Pune salon event, how is that different from a TEDx Pune event? Tell us that.
Okay. TEDxPune Salon is a very in-person kind of event that happens, and the format or the structure of salon is completely different. It is open for interpretation.
So of course I know you spoke so much about the stuff that goes into making, and no wonder Amay had to kind of go and set certain things up. But now that we have two of you wonderful ladies, we are going to pick your brains a lot more. But really, Prachiti, tell us, when you're talking about the TEDx Pune Salon event versus the TEDx Pune main event, what is the difference that we are looking at between the two?
The difference mainly will be the way it is structurized.
Yeah.
Okay. TEDx Pune Salon has different formats. For example, it can have a selective audience of 50 people, right? Or it can be conducted on a hilltop also.
Okay.
Now you must be wondering why on a hilltop.
Exactly. Yeah.
For example, we have a person from nature conservation, and we take that speaker into deep dense forest, and we conduct a walk as a format of salon.
Very interesting. Is that a part of like the preparation as well for the main event? May not be.
May not be, because these salons, they happen throughout the year.
Okay.
And the main event happens only once in a year. Okay. Also, the main event is a day-long event where we have around 8 to 9 speakers,
Right.
where the audience is seated at one position, and throughout the day we have a structurized kind of event, whereas salon can have absolutely intimate audience,
Okay.
where they get a chance to interact directly with the speaker. It's a very in-person kind of a very informal kind of a conversation that happens between the audience and the speaker.
So let's put it this way, if I'm reading this correctly, the salon event can be like a prep up to the event, or it could be a separate one, but an independent one. But here again, are you looking at a partner, like could be a salon event where you may be looking at a different partner? Is that also possible?
Yes, that is also a possibility. Or any salon event need not have a partner compulsory.
Okay.
Right? It can be in like an individual event in itself.
Okay. But is there a theme to this salon? Like, does it necessarily have to have a theme?
We have a theme which continues for the entire year,
Okay.
which is set for the main event.
Fair.
And the salons can be around that theme. The talks or the topics may vary.
Okay, very interesting. And because when she's talking about the talks and the topics, and you've probably been party to some of the conversations as an eavesdropper, could be sometimes as part, like just like you said, because it's been so long, you've become part of the team and the warmth and camaraderie. Tell us what really happens. What is the kind of vibe that you as a partner sees or witnesses as these salons happen in your space?
Okay, so for the salons, the vibe is very different. Their vibe is it's a small intimate setting wherein they are learning something or they're getting to share something. So one of the salons we had wherein there was a coffee which was launched, which was grown in Pune and then launched to the audience of Pune. So this was a very different topic in itself, wherein a coffee is being grown in Pune. So the audience was very different. So this way the vibe is very, very different every time the salon happens. It's a collaborative event wherein, like Prachiti said, that there may not be many partners involved, but collaborators, speakers, people from diverse segments again, they come and they discuss a topic which we don't hear in our day-to-day life. It's usually very different. It's something that that you will really want to be a part of.
In fact, that kind of brings me to the idea, because you're talking about the energy and the vibe. I think another part of the energy and the vibe, while I was talking to the team, I figured that a lot of volunteers also kind of come around the space and have conversations leading to the event. What does that lend to in terms of your workspace?
Okay, so that vibe actually changes over time.
Hmm.
The initial vibe is very chill. When a handful of people coming, you really can feel that they're excited, curious, and you see that on their faces, and you can see that creativity flowing through them. And as and when the event approaches, that just turns into something that we got to deliver.
Yeah.
So the real deal of the event, that is really shown, because it's a very serious event. It's not like the volunteers are just coming and doing something and then the event happens.
Yeah.
You really see the dedication. You see that how they are involved into it, how you're contributing to it. Like Prachiti herself is a great example of how over the years she handles production, and you can see that how she is collaborating with everyone. Hey, I need this, I need that. So that energy which is there, it changes over a period, and it's like a serious commitment that these people come with, and which is shown in their conduct.
Yeah.
Which is shown in the way they're doing things. And it's really fun to see all that. And your mood also changes as a partner there, right? Initially you're just hi-fiing and chilling, and slowly you go into the room and say, hey, do you need anything?
Yeah.
So for us it is not like, we're giving the space. That's what I said. It's like we know that this event has to happen. It's a purpose, it's a cause. And then it becomes like, how can we contribute? So whatever is needed in the last minute, if it's a team member who has to just ensure that their things are coming and they are kept safely to whatever things have to be managed, or if there is any small little petty thing which needs to be, which is like a gap, you don't mind stepping in and saying, the idea is that it should be done.
Because you're interviewing these volunteers, etc., tell me, let's say from a tangible standpoint, if I'm looking at becoming a volunteer, what do they get? What is their takeaway? Of course, they get to become leaders. You said it's an MBA crash course, but really, what's their takeaway?
I would say it's a great exposure that they get. The amount of networking that one can do
Yeah.
through this platform
Yeah.
is something which cannot be measured. Right?
Yeah.
And so we never limit our volunteers to explore anything.
Yeah.
There is no hierarchies as such in TEDxPune. There is no leader, there is no boss kind
Yeah.
of thing. Everybody,
But yet they are answerable, right? I mean, they are answerable.
they are. And so the biggest takeaway, I would say, networking at level which probably one doesn't even imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I add on?
Absolutely.
Networking with the kind of people also. So you won't even know that you would be sitting along with maybe a CEO of a company, or a CXO of a company, or maybe an entrepreneur himself. So this is not just about you gaining something, but it's about how you can connect with people or reach out to people on such a platform where it will be difficult for you to just do a cold reach out when you are in the same kind of group or a platform where you are. And these volunteers I see are very close to the speakers, so they are spending the maximum time with the speakers out there. So all that.
So it's a lot to do also then, assuming from her takeaway that there's also kind of a silent learning in communication, presenting yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't know. Yeah, please.
Example, I would like to talk particularly about this. We all have that immense anxiety when we have a 10 o'clock night call
Yeah.
during our working hours, right?
Yep.
So every Wednesday or every Friday, all of us have that call at 10 o'clock, and we all look forward to that. How it's been a super hectic day at work or travel to something. The volunteers will make sure that they are there during the call, and that becomes kind of an energizer for us. I guess that's the biggest win-win in this game of volunteering is what I think.
How nice. And typically, what is the number of volunteers per event? What is the number that you're?
See, volunteer doesn't limit, I mean, the number of volunteers we have doesn't limit only for the main event. It's a year-long kind of commitment that happens.
Amazing.
So
Okay.
you can say around 15 to 20 consistent volunteers is what we have. Plus, for the day, on the main day, we have around 50 to 60 people who help us build that giant event together.
You know, partners, volunteers, collaborators. If you were to, and you know, with Sunanda sitting right here, if you were to say, you know, what are the top two things that you're looking at in a partner, to summarize, what would that be?
Important aspect about partnership is, and I am very glad to say that all our partners are respecting that part, is maintaining that neutrality.
Okay. Well, what is the neutrality that is?
Neutrality in terms of not influencing the speaker part.
Okay.
Usually partners, they, in other initiatives or in other institutes, partners do influence the selection of speakers, or they make sure that they
The panel or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, like a sponsor would. Yeah.
So all our partners respect this guideline of TED,
Yeah.
that they cannot influence or they cannot be part of the speaker selection.
Nice.
Second most important thing that all our partners do is, on the main day, the big event day, they just don't come and participate. They become as us. They become one of us.
Because you mentioned a number with respect to the number of volunteers, is there also like a number or a cap to the number of partners that you would want to have in a year?
Not really. There is no cap to any number as such for partners, but definitely we make sure that we have the mutual understanding of similar values.
That's a
that
lovely
both
point.
the brands.
Yeah, that's a lovely point. Yeah.
Yeah, because throughout the year we do get approached by a lot of people for partnership.
Hmm.
But then it becomes our responsibility to pick and choose such people who have the similar kind of values that TEDxPune has, so that all of us come on one single platform and then we take the partnership ahead from there.
It was such a good conversation. I felt it like heart-to-heart conversation.
Thank you so much, ladies, for being here and for sharing. And if you're watching this and looking at becoming a partner, a volunteer, you know where you need to come. Before we leave, of course, you know for a fact that one place that you need to come is Marigold in Pune on the 19th of July for the TEDxPune event in 2025. Stay tuned for more such really interesting things that we talk to with the team, with the mentors. Thank you.